All right, guys, if you checked out my most recent video, you heard me say the name Chrome Mafia, and that's what I call all of my tools here that you see in front of you. Let's do a quick little pan, and then we'll talk about all of the tools, a little bit about the brands, and how they all came about. First, let me grab one other tool that's not been restored yet, and you'll get to see. All right, so what we have here is what I term the Chrome Mafia. Essentially, all these tools you see in front of you, slip joint pliers, lineman pliers of various types, some regular pliers, side cutters, long needle nose pliers, and so on. And there's a variety of different brands. So traditionally, when I get these things, right, I have people give them to me. I've gone to garage sales, and they're common at garage sales. You pick up a set, or no, you don't. You pass them over because they look like this, and you just go for whatever looks newer. But I like stuff like this. So like these set here. This is a set of Utica 259-7 7-inch pliers out of New York, Utica, New York, USA made. To me, these things are important, right? When you look at pliers and you try to see, let's go to the light there, you can see those things are closed. They're tight, right? So that's a good set of pliers. Snap-on don't make a set of lineman pliers or cutters or whatever you want to call them that are going to hold up that long. They may. That's probably not a fair statement. Most other tool manufacturers would not make a pair of pliers or cutters or lineman pliers that will survive the test of time, as well as some of these old USA made tools will. But I get them. They're typically in this condition here. They got that old patina. They've been used but not abused, but this is what you get. So I mentioned his name before, but Scout Crafter, his real name is John. He has a great channel. He and I have become friends by virtue of being a YouTuber creator, and I watched his videos and I studied what he did, how he did it, and then I invested. I felt, well, first of all, I said, yeah, I can do that too. I want to do that, and I can do it. So I went out and started procuring different tools along the way, and this is what I've accomplished. So the first set here is a set of Channellocks. These are the 420s, Champion de Armament, Meadville, Pennsylvania. So these are American made. There's some of your information there. Let me see here. This says 1953. They didn't have a grip on them, so they were beat up, rusted out, and I just tore them apart, cleaned them up, and here's what we got. They worked out really nice. They're nice, strong set of pliers. If I needed slip joints, I'm going to go to these, and I'll explain to you how I clean them up as well, so don't think that I won't do that. I think these are my favorites. Yeah, these are my favorite ones I restored. Completely rusted out. These are a set of Uticas, 1950. They're 8-inch cutters. Look at the teeth on that. Still survived. You can go get yourself a pair of Cobalts, whatever you want to call them, and they're not going to survive. Now, not all of these have great cutters on them. Some of them you can see a little bit of a gap, and I've questioned whether or not I am going to finish the restoration. Probably so, and I'll finish getting the teeth, the mouth lined up there, the cutters lined up. I'm still trying to perfect that, but as far as polishing these suckers up, I've got that pretty much figured out, and I can clean them up. I'll clean up the surfaces that you're going to touch, you're going to come into contact with. I kind of rough it up in here and clean it up a little bit, but I don't go overboard in that area. Just being honest with you guys. Here's a set of Boker USAs. You can see there, it's got a little bit of patina mark left on it. I didn't want to grind away too deep because you can grind away the lettering if it's not deeply stamped. There's a little bit of oil and dirt in there, but they're working pliers. I mean, they're working tools, right? So they're going to get use. So they need to be cleaned up, not for presentation or for purchase by someone else, but rather, to a level that I find acceptable for my toolbox and my level of pleasure, if you will. Here's another set of, these are Crowder, I believe, out of Newark, New Jersey, 14-80-8s. Another fine restoration, I must add. They cut well. All the different surfaces cut. I did have a piece of wire somewhere around here. And let's see if I can show you guys here. I'm recording with one hand and cutting with another, so see if I can make this happen without hurting myself or the plier. There you go. So you can see, you heard it cut, you saw it cut. Nice clean cut there, cross-section view. So they work good. It's just regular wire, nothing special. But they cut, and all the surfaces cut like that. And I just did a nice, simple restoration. Reprofile the teeth if I had to. Get all the rust off. Got the joints oiled up nice and neat. Got the handles cleaned up. But look at that. That's like chrome. And I got that worked out. Sometimes you remove some of the casting marks. Sometimes you don't. It all depends on what you want to do, how they feel in your hand. Now these are one of my favorite set of the simple pliers. They're the Red Devil 925s. Look at that USA badge. Now I'm a uber patriot, and I love all things American. I'm conservative. I'm not, Democratic. So if you don't like that, then well, you probably don't like my channel. But I am a conservative, and I love American stuff. I love patriotism. And these are beautiful, and these came out really nice, cleaned up really nice. I mean, I haven't worked on that piece there because I gotta see if I can find a new one or a replacement. I may try to work that out, and but yeah, I want to get these back assembled and see how they felt. But these are nice. They're beautiful. From that, these here I just restored yesterday. Moorbacher USA. Clean these suckers up. Got a nice grind on them. I'll show you the equipment that I used before in this video. Nice polish on there. You can about see my reflection there if you try hard enough. But yeah, clean these all up. These weren't rusted out as bad as some of the other ones were, but they were still pretty rough. If you look at some of my earlier videos, probably 2 or 3 videos back, these would be featured on there. These Wrights, not the greatest restoration job, but the Wright number 82s. These are some good set of pliers. I cleaned them up as good as I felt like I wanted to. I couldn't disassemble them, so that I was limited to that extent. But I toyed with whether or not I even wanted to touch these. They work so well. I love them so much, and these will probably go to my boy because he doesn't have a set in his toolbox. He has his little toolbox there. We'll do a toolbox tour for him too at some point in time. I got to get him some trays and whatnot before I do that. But these turned out really nice. Then we got these Uticas 1033-6 USA made. Long needle nose pliers. I mean, look at that there crater there. I didn't bother trying to grind that out. Teeth are okay. They're light, very light. They almost feel like aluminum. But they, if I needed to get into something, these would work great. And they put a nice grind on those as well, nice high polish, and they feel great. And then last, we've got these Crescent Tool 942-6 out of Jamestown. I don't know what happened with the lighting there. Out of Jamestown, New York. Crestalloy, made in USA. Nice cutters, not too bad. They work well. Better for cutting like white or light gauge wire, not heavy wire or steel wire like that. So this is my Chrome Mafia, guys, as I showed you. Beautiful different types of pliers, cutters, slip joint pliers. Like I said, this is what they come in to me as. and they end up looking like that. So you guys can see there. I got a lot of Uticas. Utica must have been a very popular brand back in the day. But that's Chrome Mafia. So okay, I do have a set of. I'm trying to think if I want to take them out. I guess I will. This is another set here. These are Channellocks. There you go. They were pretty rough as well. I cleaned them up. These are 348s. I put a rubberized coating on the handles just so I can have something on there. You can't find Channellock handles, so I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. I didn't grind out the casting marks on these, as you can see, because I felt like if I could ever find a pair of grips that will work, you know, I would put grips on these instead of just leaving the blue on there. So if anybody knows where I can find some Channellock grips, please let me know. So what do we do to clean them up? All right, so like I said, my workstation is pretty rough. This is all going to be updated tomorrow. I got my brother-in-law coming over tomorrow. We're going to clean this up. We're going to rebuild this and make it look nicer. Got my belt sander here. I got various different grades of grits here. Everything from 200, 120, 400, and so on. You always keep your old belts. And the reason why you keep your old belts is because when you're trying to get a nice high polish or remove a lot of the grind marks, the more worn the belt is, the smoother after you've gone through the steps. So you've gone, you know, 60, 80, whatever, 120. Those would be like more like 200, 300 grit when they're really worn down. But they kind of close up the topography or the grain structure of the metal, and it makes it look better. Makes it look more, it preps it, I guess, if you will, for the high polish. And then when it comes to polishing, I've got a few different types of compounds here by NK. This is an American company. There's your part number 150, but it's got the black emery, the brown Tripoli, the white diamond, and the red rouge. Or actually, the black emeries and the red rouge are swapped. But you start, for me, I just use the black and the red rouge. You use the black first to kind of do the primary cutting, and then once you did a good polish with the black, you go over to the red. There's also a green that a lot of people use as well. I find that the green and red are fairly close in their grit, but you use those in the final polish. This is more like for the high shine buff. So when you've already done your major cutting, you come back and you do your final buff with this here. This is just an old cheap Chinese grinder, tabletop bench grinder. I had another one, but I gave it away. And I have several different types of wheels or polishing pads. This is the harder polishing pad. I am going to get a wider one. I am going to modify this or update this so that it's more conducive with what I need it to do. But you can see it doesn't matter much, because even with very limited tools, you can achieve high quality work if you want to. If you want to be lazy, then you're not going to get to this quality. But with what I got, you know, I also have a drill press here that has a polishing pad on the bottom of it here. I can pull that out if I need to, but pretty much is these two guys here. And I can take a completely rusted wrench or side cutters, and I can turn them into this in a matter of an hour. Turn on my music, get my stereo going up there, get grinded on this sucker, and then, you know, in about an hour or so, we've got a finished product. I am going to be restoring a couple more tools here pretty soon. I'm going to do a Scout Crafter, one of these wrenches that he's done before. This is a Ford USA. I'm going to strip all this paint off of it, and I'm going to do something cool, and I'll show him and see what he thinks about that. It's going to be a Scout Crafter inspired restoration. But I've got several different tools. I'll be going out tomorrow, probably hit a couple pawn shops and pick up some more stuff. Here's another, I think this is another Utica fencing plier that was given to me by a coworker, Jesse Parker. Thank you, buddy. that I'm going to get going as well. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's my Chrome Mafia set. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the restoration process, or in general just want to talk about these, hit me up in the comment section. I do respond to every comment. I will give you feedback at some point. Check out my other videos. Be sure to check out Scout Crafter's channel if you're interested in this kind of stuff. He's much more comprehensive than I am, and it can give you a much wider variety of different restorations than what I've done thus far, but I am trying to catch up to his quality. So all right, guys, Midwest 2 Review. Thank you, guys. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, hit that like button for sure. Yeah, so peace. Good night.